Hello ladies and gents, welcome to the new video. Behind us is the new DS7. We're gonna check it out in this video, exterior interior details. So without further ado, let's just jump into the review. Here is the DS7. It's a facelift, so they've changed the daytime running lights a bit. You can see the sun is going away, so you can see also this beautiful pearl metallic color. It doesn't have a name of the color, just pearl. So this is the Rivoli package, if I'm not pronouncing that wrong, hopefully. And there is more higher packages, so this is something like an entry. Here's the key fob. If you check it out, lock on the top, unlock at the bottom, and hold open the cargo, and you have the DS on the back. So this is classical from the PSA group. Key fob, you can press here and then push this guy out. There is a physical key cylinder here, you can see that. But I'm gonna put it back there so you can see that without the sun. Now you can see the color in cloudy conditions as well. So beautiful DS now 7, before it was DS Cross. So let's come a little bit closer and check it out. So checking the pearl color, really interesting there. And then on the top we have the standard LED headlights. These are pixel. They have automatic long beam, so there's 3 lenses, one bigger one and 2 smaller ones, with DS LED vision inside. We have this new daytime running lights kind of spread out. This one's the most brightest one, but then this is just like a reflection inside from the LED light. Parking sensors integrated. We have the little chrome here, like diamond details in the chrome, and a little silver paint here. And this is the unpainted part that's extending around if you're going to light off-road, so more like a gravel on asphalted road. We have a big air intake, you can see through the grille, and at the bottom as well. Radar for emergency braking, cruise distance. Have the DS logo and 2 cameras, one on the front, one on the rear, 180 degrees fisheye lens, and we have the night vision camera as well, DS badge on the top. If I back up here, I really gotta say I like the DS7, this sharp lights, slightly mean, not too mean, and it looks very elegant. Now I have to say, slightly the car reminds me of the Q7, so maybe more from the back. Now let's come a little bit closer so we can expect 19 or 20-inch alloys. These are 19, so these are 235/50 R19, came on Pirelli. Actually, these are Pirelli Scorpio winter tires that are fitted. Cars come from the factory from with summer tires. So moving on, you have the wipers with washer nozzles integrated here and from the inside. On the top we have the light and rain sensor, camera for the lane assist. Now checking the top here, you can see this is the double glazed front windshield, so it gives you more soundproof. And side windows, front, rear, are also double glazed. Panoramic roof on the top, you can open it, it's tinted. You can see here slim aluminum roof racks, black shark fin antenna. We have the side mirrors, nice big turn signals. We have the top is painted black, bottom is painted with this mount, color of the vehicle. You can see here DS. Now there's no camera here, you can option the 360 camera as well, and there's a little bottom light projecting DS here. There's going to be a separated review of the night tour, so you can see the profile, very elegant. And then over here you can press from the inside to unlock, or you can press here to lock. Physical cylinder on the driver side is visible. You can hear this, it's a little bit noisy, not sure why. There's a blind spot here, but for whatever reason it's on in the infotainment, but it's not working. And you have the auto dimming. Now rear windows are tinted. Now this one looks black, but when it's sun it looks kind of different. I'm going to show you from the inside. And over here is the charging outlet. When you plug it in, it's charging. This flashes green, otherwise it's white. Up here you can lock, program the charging, and here you can unlock the cable with the key. Look at the rear tires as well. So the rear dimension is 235/50 R19. Now beautiful elements, DS, and then inside as well DS. You have this diamond style LED taillights, and if I unlock the car once again here, you can see when those come on, they look amazing. So look at that, details inside. And then of course there's a dynamic turn signals. I think with this hazards, no, when it locks it's not dynamic, but otherwise it is. And then you can see here E10s. So this is the plug-in hybrid, 225 system horsepower. There is 110 horsepower electric motor, plus the 1.6 4-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine with 181 horsepower. So that's it. On the bottom you have the fog lights, dual fog lights. You have the I guess hazard lights as well, because when this opens the lights are on the top, so they had to add those lights there. And over here you can see the real exhaust. Now it is kind of loud, fairly loud considering today's standards when you turn on the petrol engine. And there's a kind of really discreet diffuser. Over here you can see the rear backing camera, white LED license plates. You can press here. There's actually two buttons, one's to open, one's to, I guess, close with the delay, but you can see that. And we're going to use a key fob to open it, and you can see here DS Automobiles and the badge. Also stoplight integrated in the top. Fuel, we have to open it, unlock it from the inside, so I won't be doing that. Now let's hold. So it was hold to open, not a double press. I review a lot of cars, so you'll have to forgive me. Now before I show you the cargo space, I just wanted to show you here, I'm not sure if you can see this, there's a PPF on the bonnet there. You can see it here better. There's nothing here, so they've added a paint protection film on the back, even on the top here. So not sure if that's factory, but I would say it is because this is placed over it. Now cargo space doesn't open too tall. I'm a 2 meter tall person, or 6.6 in feet if you're new to the channel, so let me show you here. So that's the height, a little short. Now you can here press to close. You can manually adjust this. So let me see here if I can push this up. Yeah, that's the max position. Now if you hold this, that's the sound. Now it memorizes the tallest position. So you can lower this, hold the button, and then memorize the position. Now on the top here there is a room for emergency triangle. There are rubber stoppers so the shelf doesn't ding. You can of course take it out. You can see that. Now 555 liters, excuse me. That's the cargo volume. And over here you can see on both ends we have cold LED lights. You can knock down the seats. You have a grocery hook there. There's a little space here. Someone left scarf or something, and there's a strap here. So there are 4 tether points on both ends. And on the left you get the 12-volt outlet. You can see that. You get this, I guess, in all French cars. Not sure if this is like for the tire to put like behind so the car doesn't move, or for your cargo. Someone told me once in a video what this is for, but I completely forgot now. So just so you know it's there. In Croatia we have this standard, you get a first aid, emergency triangle inside, and spare bulbs, so also has this thing. Now you get this home or travel charger with a Type 2 and a Schuko standard for European standard or German outlet. You have to buy this one, so this is for the public AC charging stations. This is just for my Tesla. I bought it because I didn't get it in this press car. And over here you can see there's a little room for a fire extinguisher underneath. Now the rest is covered by the battery, I guess. Now there would be a false floor up to here, so this would be completely flat, but now I guess that's maybe an option. So there's a 6 fingers of height to this loading area, and this is nicely protected. Yeah, let's knock one of the seats down so you can see how that looks. Not completely flat, or straight, but it is what it is. Very soft closing sound. I like it. Now, very good closing sound. It's very good soundproof. Doors open fairly wide, so you can put a child seat in. Now let me show you here when this is knocked down. You can see how that looks. There are 2 LED lights on the top there. Now, push that back. Now, regarding the windows, there's a Roman 5 there in the corner. This is a factory tint, but you can see here, it looks like it's shaded or something. You can see the rear one is tinted, but that one, so this one's a bit different. It's kind of shady, I don't know, or smoked. This is all soft. Of course, this is like a premium badge, stepping into the luxury at least slightly. Now, basic model gets this speakers in plastic. You can also get it in the higher packages in aluminum. And you can see here gray leather with contrast stitching, a little piano black, really elegant and cool looking power window controls. This is plasticky, but they added some carpeting here. Nice big room for water bottles, another speaker, so 2 speakers in the rear doors. DS aluminum doorstep, and I believe this should be real leather, not man-made, and it looks, well, design-wise, also very premium-ish. I haven't seen it on the back as much. You can see ISOFIX points there. Of course, you can raise these up. Now let's sit inside. Now I've sat on the front, but there's an easy entry, so you can see that the seat is way back. This one's a little bit less. So I'm gonna attempt to move this. Actually, no, it won't move because I'm not sitting in the driver position, but you can see this. Okay, feet room. Now knee room is a little bit tight, again, because of the seat is backed up. Otherwise it would be okay. So you can see here a little net there. This is plasticky, this is all leather. Now the floor isn't too deep, it's more like an electric car, because there's probably batteries underneath somewhere. You can see here AC vents. There's little touch controls for the AC when the car is turned on, and then you have here a USB-A and a USB-A. I thought it was a C maybe, but turns out that both of these are USB-A's. Now, yeah, you have a USB-C in the little compartment on the front, so I'm going to show you that when we get to the front. Now, there's a good feet room here for the middle space as well. And this is a little bit stiffer, but this is more comfortable. And you can see here nice and big windows, panel roof, so you have a lot of light coming inside. Now let me close this up. So excellent closing sound. It's so soft, so not loud, and the sound is amazing inside. I cannot hear the wind. And you can see by the flags there, it's so windy. So you can see a little greeting on the front. But checking the banner roof, openable, you have the electronic shade, but also you can see the tint there, Roman 5. Come on, camera. But banner roof is, yeah, you can see this is a, I cannot straighten up, let me try this. Yeah, it's a problem, definitely. Even the reviewer before me was shorter than me. He was saying even for an average person this is just not enough headspace, so have that in mind. Now you can adjust the front seat belt height, you can adjust the headrest height. There are handles on all 4 sides, and there are no little hooks on the B-pillars or similar. Yeah, let's get on the front, where you're going to spend most of your time if you buy the car. And so you can see here something, not sure if this is like the trim. Actually, it looks like the trim was kind of not fitting out maybe, but what I wanted to mention is this happens on every car, so just don't be alarmed. But they have double sealing here, and sealing going down, also the doors going all the way down, so this is good when you're washing, so the water residue won't be over here on the step. Also here, good sealing, so they really did something good because it has an excellent closing sound. And over here you can put your key, turn it to lock for the kids so they cannot open from the inside if you have younger children. Now front doors open a little bit wider, and just again double sealing, so even they added more rubber there. Now this is all soft again, so this is more like a black. On the back it's kind of gray, actually it's just maybe the light, but it looks excellent. Nice big handles you can hold here, and this is also very roomy. Carpet's inside so it doesn't make any sounds. There's a speaker here, and on the top also DS aluminum doorstep. Your tire pressure information is there, and I'm gonna pop the bonnet later. Aluminum sport paddles, a little space here, also a flint. Steering column is manual, you can adjust it there. And checking the seats, lumbar back and forward, up and down, and for the seat up and down, and then tilt. But again, you need to turn on the car for it to work. And memory positions, you can manually extend this, so it doesn't make a sound, but I didn't push it up properly, so you can see that can be extended. Watch for the food crumbles not to get in. But yeah, the seats are quite comfy and wide, and have a lane assist here, controls for the mirrors. You can fold them as well, electronically adjust them. Press twice to open when the ignition's on. You can open the rear cargo space, time the battery and preheat it, and open the fuel cap. So I don't think it's necessary to go around and show you that. Over here there's multiple buttons up and down here, and there's a little controls here for the cruise control, and you can see the sport paddles are not attached to the steering column, and they are at least, excuse me, not on the steering wheel, they're on the steering column. And via the top again, let's jump inside. So closing sound, this is probably the best closing sound. It's really nice and quiet. Switching to wide lens, and there we go. So there's going to be separated point of view driving with no talking, and then I'm going to do also a night point of view driving when I'm going to summon my impressions on the road. But boy, this looks luxurious and avant-garde, signature everywhere. Beautiful 4-spoke steering wheel, flat bottom. We have the new updated infotainment, and it looks very exquisite with this stitching, and it feels like it's hugging you, but still there's a lot of space. Now yeah, let's cover some details inside, then I'm going to turn on the infotainment. So checking the steering wheel. So this feels more like a natural leather because it has texture, quite nice. Feels like real leather. So everything is covered by leather on the steering wheel. You have a nice horn, DS badge. A little piano black, not a huge fan of this, but it is minimal though. And not on the places we're gonna scratch it a lot. So volume, display, visual options, voice commands, list for the radio station sources like Bluetooth or similar, or radio, FM, and phone calls. This is also for the station lists. You can see the plus and minus. Actually, this chrome part, when you press it, moves. There are 2 infrared lights there for driver monitoring system, and you can also see kind of the stitches, although they're not really contrasting. Light switch, keep your lights on the automatic. And there's a little button here you can press. Forgot if this was a long beam automatic setting. And then here you have the wiper controls, and you press this guy to get the trip computer. Now, excellent soundproof. Really, I cannot hear the wind. It's so windy today. And have the air vents here. You can see that. You can control those. You can open or close. And you have a little air vent to the side, defrosting the mirror. So this is all soft to the touch. There's a nice speaker. So look at this design of the speaker, and look at that one. So it really looks premium despite being plastic. It could be aluminum, but it still looks good. You can even see the speaker, maybe not from the camera angle to here, but you can see the speaker inside. It looks very good. And then before I turn on the car, you can see here BRM chronographis. So there's a clock here that extends. Also, everything's covered by leather, air vents here, and then extending to this beautiful leather with lots of stitching. Everything is nice and soft. So here it's soft, here it's hard, but it's covered by leather, so everything doesn't feel cheap. And you have a new infotainment unit. So this one's a lot faster, a good processor inside, so it's very nice and responsive. Even when I plug the Apple CarPlay, it doesn't lag when I'm filming the camera. It's usually the case with some other infotainments. You do have touch capacitive buttons underneath here. The hazard button is physical button. You can see the hazard light in the driver mirror. I guess it turns on the DS Automobiles, Spirit of Avant-Garde. Turns on the infotainment. Here you can hold it to turn off the infotainment. Not completely, the screen won't go off, but you can switch to clock, or you can turn on the infotainment. You can press once to mute, and then this is for the volume. And on the top you have the start-stop engine. It's pulsating. You have to press it in and hold it for a second to turn on or off the engine or the power system. This is all leather. Now you can press here gently. There's a USB-C and a 12-volt outlet. Little rubber mats there, a little space. There's a light when you open it that turns on, and when you close it, it closes. Now I think there's an option for wireless charger here, but it just wasn't spec. This car has some sort of safety features like 360 parking system, panda roof, and electronic opening of the boot space or the cargo space. Electronic parking brake is here. Now there's no auto hold. This is an 8-speed automatic, but you have to use the parking brake if you're waiting longer on the red light. Now, power controls for the windows, driver's side, rear, and then passenger side, at least front passenger and passenger in the rear. And over here you have the lock, and you can lock the rear windows for the kids. There's a little rubber mat here, a little space, and nice aluminum finish here, and there's 2 adjustable cup holders, also rubber mat underneath. It's interesting they left this for the automatic, this kind of lever. I think the DS4, if I'm not mistaken, can't remember from the top of my head, I got a little short one, like the rest of the PSA group, like in the Peugeot 308, for example. I still have the park unlocked to push to the reverse, neutral, drive, and pull towards yourself again for before recuperation. And there are also driving modes here, so you can press those. I'm going to show you that in a moment. And over here you have a nice and soft middle armrest. Well, this is a rubber mat. You can put a water bottle here. Not sure if there's AC cooling, but it'd be cool if there was that option, but I'm not sure. But you can still put it there. Nice and big. And there's this, if you have cables inside, you won't squash them. There's no USBs. And I think you can buy like a little cubby here that you can put between these two. Now, once again, the front seats, this one also has the extension here and very comfy, no ISOFIX here. So you can press here to adjust the head rest, and you can see that beautiful panel roof. Now over here, slowly opening, nice flint, and there's really deep storage inside. There's also AC as well. Also closes very nicely. On the top, there's baseless mirror, auto dimming as well. And on the top, you have the seatbelt information. You have two lights. You can switch them off or on. You can press here. And there's an emergency button and road assistance. You can open or close the panel roof, and you can open or close the shade. I think there's like speakers here and maybe a temperature sensor somewhere as well. Black roof liner and documents folder. Over here you can see beauty mirror. And let me see if this extends. So I don't think it does, but you can see this part is not covered, and no, it does not extend. So it is what it is. So I'm gonna switch once again to the wide lens and turn the, you can see the clock raises up and it looks very gorgeous. So zooming back in. So just another look at the clock. We're getting some sun again, but gorgeous details. It also illuminates at night. Now I'm gonna focus on this infotainment here. So just to cover the, well, there's a lot of sun now. That's kind of ruining my shot. Okay, the sun, it's cloudy today, so it might pass. So I'm just gonna see if I can focus on this one. There is Apple CarPlay, so let me show you that immediately. You can see how that looks. Sorry for the sun, nothing I can do really. It's nice, it's fast. Might lag a little bit because I'm filming, but it's connected, but for the most part, it's pretty good. And it works faster. Now you can change these colors as well. Okay, before the sun goes, let me just show you the windows. So this one doesn't go all the way down, but you can see here it's double glazed. This one also doesn't go all the way down, but you can also see it's double glazed. So this gives you a lot of soundproof, and in winter, this won't fog a lot because this double layer is also a good isolation for the heat if you're heating the interior. So we have some less sun. Now using this little roller, you can check the display options. So we have the dials. So these are these. So you have driving. You can see the cruise distance, lanes. You can see here navigation. And you can see here personal display. You can customize that one in the infotainment. Over here, if you press the little button on the right stock, you can see the consumption. So just return the car. So this is total fuel consumption. And moving on to the minimum display. So if someone likes that. Now when the dials are or speed is blue, this is meaning that the car is using electric motor, and when it's white, it's using the petrol. Over here you can see the energy flow and the status of the battery. Now when I charged it today to the 100%, it was giving me 30 kilometers of range in real world. Now moving to the screen here, and I know there's so much reflection, I'm going to try to keep it like this. Now you can see the Apple CarPlay on the top there. Let me just switch my hand. You can see the AC temperature, outside temperature, 4G network clock is there. Radio station, so let's play some radio. Okay, maybe later because it's probably news now. You can see here AC control, so you can control the fan speed or switch it off. You can press here on automatic, but you can hear the fans are going to be too loud, so I'm just going to keep it on low. You can control the temperature here, and here you can press on navigation, so it brings a nice navigation by TomTom. This is finally fast and responsive. Look at this, finally. And previously the infotainment that the PSA group was using was pretty bad. So let me just see here. Is there supposed to be pinch to zoom? Oops, kind of pressed the little button there. So yeah, you can see that. So this is, look at this. Look this. So fast. Huh. Before you didn't have that in the PSA group. Anyways, you can see here 3D, you can see view from the top, you can see orientation north. I always prefer to look where the car is heading. You can mute the voice navigations. You can also show you the charging stations. There's a search, and then here you can type in what you want. Now there's options here, search, at home, at work, recent destinations, route destinations, settings, vehicle profile, charging connectors. So I just use the type 2. Other stuff, not really much. Over here you can see switch day or night colors, download maps, points of interest, when to zoom on street lights, junctions, and so on. You can switch here to the daytime mode. So excellent navigation. On the top there's always a pull down menu, so there's little shortcuts for the brightness, for the screen. You can always switch to Apple CarPlay devices, Wi-Fi, and so on. You can always press 3 fingers to bring you into the icon menu. And over here you have the settings. You can also go home, press here on the car, so it brings you to safety features. So lane keeping assist, you can just pause and read here. All the safety features. And you have some tutorials. You can always press here to have this. Yeah, settings. So here you have the profiles. You can have multiple profiles, customization, screen colors. You can choose all these different colors and tie them to your driving mode. Wi-Fi inside the car. You can get your hotspot from your mobile phone, but usually it has its own mobile connection. Daytime units, brightness, audio settings, sound settings, neutral or dynamic sound, triple metal bass. You can reset that. Vehicle information, vehicle access, safety. Now you have over-the-air updates. And so the Apple CarPlay, I forgot to mention, first time you need to connect it with a cable, and then it works wirelessly. So there's a shortcut here for the AC controls. You can see that. Rear, you can lock the rear controls. Preconditioning, because this is a plug-in hybrid. And accidentally turned it on. You can switch off the AC. You can close the air circulation. What else? Phone connections. Okay, let's see if the radio has music. I can't play for too long not to get a copyright strike, but I might play just for a little bit more. I have to keep talking, but it has a nice clear sound. So just if you're filming, the Apple CarPlay keeps interrupting my video for some reason because it keeps connecting. Anyways, just to kind of wrap this up, you have multiple pages here, so you can have this. Here you have the shortcut for the electronics, so you can use the Emax. This turns on the petrol engine and it kind of charges the battery, but you have a very high fuel consumption, so this makes no sense. So when you're driving, there's an alternator charging the battery. When the petrol engine is moving the front axle, it's a front wheel drive. But when you're braking, recuperating, it charges the battery. You can also charge when only braking if you're not using the eSave. You can charge 10 or 20 kilometers or max, but it is very counterproductive. You can program your charging here. You can see electric use and fuel use. This is the recuperation, this is the energy, and then the fuel. I've been driving very economically, but this is me. So let me see here. This was someone before me. Actually, no, this is all me, sorry. The person before me didn't charge it, so it was very bad. I like to use the recuperation, so you can see the green here, the more energy stored inside, back, and then. So have in mind, this car makes no sense. The plug-in hybrids makes no sense if you're driving an empty battery, you're spending more fuel, you have a smaller fuel tank. So if you're buying a plug-in hybrid, charge it. Otherwise, it makes no sense. But studies show that most people are never charging their plug-in hybrids, or very rarely. And over here you have different setups for Apple CarPlay, phone. You have the Iris voice assistant. I just turned it off. It just doesn't matter. You can use it if you want. And here's all the safety features I've showed you for the car here. And settings, I think I've showed you that. Yeah, that's the the general settings here. So again, 3 fingers, and then you can bring the menu, but most people just put on the navigation. That's it. That's the whole thing. And just to show you the driving modes, so if I go to the electric, I've placed the colors of the background myself. You can drive electric. The car has a sound for pedestrian warning when going forward and reversing to a certain speed. You can drive fully electric to 135 kilometers per hour max. And then over here you have the comfort setting. You have the hybrid setting, so the car will decide when to use the petrol or the electric motor. And in sport, is going to turn immediately. The petrol is going to force the petrol engine, and in this sport mode, it is the charging of the battery the fastest if you turn on the eSave. Petrol engine's a little bit loud, so let me just lower the window so you can maybe hear that. I know it's windy outside, but I'll do a separate night review and rev it a little bit when it's cold so you can hear it. It is fairly loud from the outside. And not to forget, so press 2. So 8-speed automatic, I think I mentioned that. You can see the cameras. A great screen resolution. The camera is a little bit blurry, not the highest resolution. And the night has a little film grain, but it's very decent. So you can see here, when you reverse, there's no side cameras. So the car maps the sides there. And you have the front camera. When you reach certain speed, it switches off, but you can switch here to the front wide or rear wide cameras. That's how it looks. Press to park. And so just a little note, when you're in a drive and you push towards yourself, you start charging here. On the top you can see here Eco Power Charge. So there's no B, so it doesn't say that it's active, but you're gonna see that if you pull it, it's gonna just charge when you deaccelerate. So you can almost drive one pedal, which is a cool feature. Not completely, because the car doesn't stop. It wants to keep going forward like a classical automatic. Hold to turn off. So to show you what's underneath the bonnet, but once to open. So to open, it's right side of the badge in the middle here. You can feel it, push up, so you can see that. So it has dampeners. Let me just back, we can see the whole car. So there we go. Inside we have the, again, plug-in hybrid. So 1.5 petrol engine, 4-cylinder turbocharged, and electric motor. So 181 horsepower, and you have the 110 horsepower. Here's your washer fluid for the user. And so the system power on this is 225 horsepower. You can get the all-wheel drive 300 horsepower version and 360 horsepower version, also as a E-Tense or plug-in hybrid, and there's an entry 1.5 4-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine with 130 horsepower. Probably the reason for this is emissions and the new standards. So this is the front-wheel drive and the basic petrol only, and the top two stronger versions are all-wheel drive. So that was it. I hope you liked the review. So getting this in. So I'm not sure if you can hear this, but the car is emitting this sound. Going forward, if I get to reverse. Excuse me, shift lock. So you can hear this sound when reversing. And also mirrors dip down when you go reverse. Also, the price of the car, I forgot to mention, is 66,000 euros with 25% value added tax in Croatia. So everyone, thank you for watching. Be a cool person. Smash the like button on the video. Leave your comments below. How do you like the DS7 facelift? And if you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. Click the bell to get notified when I upload more videos. Hope I'm going to see you in the next one. Stay safe. And until the next one, bye.